Hi, it's Anthony from CarPlayLife.com, and today we're checking out the Q2 Pro active noise cancelling earbuds from SuperEQ. These are a pair of Bluetooth 5.2 noise cancelling earbuds with transparent mode, high-res audio, 30 hours of playtime, features 12mm of neodymium magnet drivers that produce deep, resonant bass with an authentic treble to match. It has the latest Bluetooth 5.2, which supports active noise cancelling at low consumption to realize a optimal combination of compact design as well as long-lasting performance. It offers one-step pairing between charging from the case to your phone. So overall, there's a lot to like here. So let's open up the box and find out what's inside. Okay, so here's everything that comes inside the box. We have a short user guide manual to tell you how to get paired and use the earbuds themselves. We have the charging carry case and earbuds inside it. You get two sets of large and small silicone ear tips with mediums probably already attached, and a short charging cable for USB-C to USB-A to charge the case. Looking over the manual, it's a couple of languages with a few pages in English. We have Bluetooth 5.2, range of 10 meters, battery capacity of 55 milliamp hours per earbud, with a 370 milliamp hour charging case, so fairly small to charge the earbuds themselves. Playtime at 70% volume with ANC off is 11 hours, or a total of 40 hours with the charging case. 70% volume ANC on, you get 8 hours or 30 hours with the charging case. You've got 3 indicator lights on the edge of the case. You've got some touch gesture controls. 1 times to end and accept calls on either earbud. On the left hand side to end it. On the right is to answer calls. 1 tap on either is to play and pause music. 2 taps to go back a track on the left earbud and forward a track on the right earbud. 3 times to trigger the voice assistant, whether you're using Siri or Google Home Assistant. And hold down for 2 seconds to do active noise cancelling, transparency mode, and to turn them on and off, as well as reject a call and toggle between normal modes, whichever that is. Let's look at the case itself. Very similar to most common earbuds with charging. You've got a USB port here on the back that allows you to charge the case back up. Just being over 300 milliamp hours, it's not going to take that long to charge this case up. You can see some indicator lights here when you open up the case, and you'll find the earbuds inside. So they come with a gold and black color scheme. You've got some charging indicators there. The case stands up on itself, which is quite good, unlike the Apple case. We'll take the conductors off. You've got an indicator here to tell you which side the earbud is. Small little hole there for the active noise cancellation, as well as on the outside and up top. And there's also something down below. So hopefully you get good microphones with here. The medium ear tip is used currently, and there's a sort of ridge texture on the bottom side here. And you should be tapping this top area here to interact with the earbud. We'll pop that back in and see if anything happens with the charging or indicators. No, not yet. We'll take these off as well, and then we'll pop that back in. You've got another LNR indicator here, should you not understand which one goes into where. 5 volts and 370 milliamp hours there on the bottom. Got a nice hinge point at the bottom here, but the case is plastic, kind of brushed, it's not shiny, and SuperEQ branding at the top. And we've got some charging indicators here now. Got the medium tips. We'll just open up one and see. We've got no idea what charging they are at the moment, but you've got a pairing indicator here. Look at the drivers. Quite big there, so hopefully you should get some good bass and good sound out of them. Its silicone ear tips go on very easily, and that's basically the case. So let's get this paired up to the iPhone and let's play some music to see how well they sound. Right, so you've got a little person inside saying pairing, so let's go to Bluetooth and wait for the profile to appear. There we go, SuperEQ2 Q2 Pros have come up on our Bluetooth display, and we're now connected. So that's taken a little bit longer than normal, but hopefully going forward, pairing should be a little bit quicker in the future. So the earbuds do stick out a lot more. They've got their much more bigger profile. We'll see how that goes. Do feel snug, but they are a little bit looser than some other earbuds I've tested. They do come a little bit loose with smiling, so they probably do need to be buried deep in the ears a bit. But let's see how well they sound. Send an audio message to test. Hi, this is Anthony from CarPlayLife.com, and in this video, I am testing the Q2 Pro wireless earbuds with noise cancelling, and this is an audio test to test out the microphone. We've got some cafe noise playing over. It's going to be quite loud probably on the video. And let's try a test of the audio again. Hey Siri, send an audio message to test. This is Anthony in a cafe environment and lots of noise in the background, and I'm now testing the audio quality whilst this is playing out on the Q2 Pro wireless earbuds.com, and I'm in a virtual cafe and with the ambient noise, and I'm testing the Apple AirPods to see what the microphone sounds in comparison. And this is an audio test. Yeah, so I think it's doing a good job of doing the noise cancelling. I'd say it's just slightly better than the AirPods Pro. However, the high end isn't being blocked out as well as the AirPods Pro. But as noise cancelling goes, for the price range, this is really, really good. I think this is really nice. It dampens out the majority. It lets you continue to listen to the audio track of your music. So that's really, really cool. Size-wise, you can see they are way bigger than the previous earbuds from Votomai. So there's lots of probably circuitry and things going on inside here, as well as probably some volume to help with the bass generally of the drivers inside. But because of that, it actually is sticking outside of your ears a lot more than the equivalent. So you've got the Votomai on the right and how low profile they are and how much these are sticking out on the other side. So I know which ones I would go for. And it's a shame that you can't reduce the width of these down a little bit more. They do stick out quite a bit. All right, so I'm going to have a good listen to all of these and see how will they all fare between the various genres and just the general functionality of the earphones. And then I'll get back to you after some listening on these earbuds.
1 week later.
Right, I'm back after a few days of testing out these Q2 Pros and putting them through various genres of music, as well as their general use, having them in for a number of hours as well. Let's just bring an overview of what I think of them. So I think generally they sound good. As I said before, I had these for a few days. The initial sound of them does sound very, very good, and probably, in my opinion, slightly richer, a little bit more deeper than the AirPods Pro does. And we've seen that their noise cancellation is a little bit better as well. I did have a few problems with the ear tips and just my general ears. I had to go for a different size tip on the left to the right just because of how my ears work. If I used the same ear tip, my ear would force the part here to sort of come a bit lower down, and I would actually get almost no sound in my left ear. So the balancing was a little bit off. So by changing the ear tip, I was able to get a even balance between the audio. And once I'd done that, the sound was really, really good for its price range. Definitely deep bass, good audio, good sound. I didn't get any disconnections or any hiccups along the way of any disconnections through Bluetooth with my phone. Also tried it with an iPad and my Mac, and they all work perfectly with that. The one issue, not being Apple related, continuity or handover isn't there. So you do have to unpair or disconnect from the device it was previously connected to before connecting it to a new device. So that's quite frustrating when you don't see it come up on the Bluetooth profile, and then you realize that you've actually got to disconnect a device that's nearby and is already still paired with it. So you have to disconnect it that way. But that's what you get with non-Apple or sort of Beats earphones as well. So you have to bear that in mind if you're an Apple user. Charging was very good. The case charged up very, very well. I did find the case a little bit bulkier than the AirPods Pro. You can see here, it's a lot more bulkier. It's a little bit narrower, but it's just generally a little bit chunkier. Kind of cheap, if I'm honest. At least you can charge it up without having the case standing upright, unlike the AirPods Pro, which is going to fall off. The earbuds themselves, they slot in totally fine. Again, a little bit cumbersome to try and find which one sits in which. It's not as clear and defined as you want them to be. Once they're in though, it does take a little bit of effort. There is another issue where, because these need a single tap to function, such as start and stop, if you have these paired to any other device or any device that they're paired to currently, if you just tap it, nudge it, these will start playing the content on the device without any confusion of whether you've tapped it or not. It would literally go and start playing. I had that, paired it with an iPad. I didn't even have Apple Music on, playing a particular music. I don't use my iPad for music. And as soon as I had these in, it was playing Apple Music and some Foo Fighters, which I didn't realize I'd bought through Apple Music. And the same goes with me just touching these now. I've paired it with my Mac, which is in front of me, and these are now pressing and starting videos, playing Spotify just by brushing these buttons. That's a little bit of an annoyance. I do wish some or most earbuds didn't have a one press function. I think they should just have either a tap and hold, a double press, or a trip press. And I really do like the Sony ones where you actually tap the side of your ear. I wish more earphone makers adopt that kind of technology, because pressing these on the side of your ear with them buried into your ear canal and near your eardrum, you do feel a little bit of pressure. But luckily you can just brush these and they do function quite well. So I'd say they're a little bit sensitive, but you kind of want them to be sensitive, because if they weren't, then you'd be pressing more pressure into your ear. So it's a bit of a counterbalance of getting that right. But lifespan wise, I did have these powered for at least 2.5 hours in my ears at full charge. There's no real indicator as to how much left. You've got a sort of depletion indicator here and whether they're charging, but there's no real indication either in an app in the iPhone to know how far these are down from being charged. So if you were to buy these, I would recommend that you just keep this case topped up, and then you know that these are going to get charged whenever you put them back in the case, and then you do the battery management that way. But as the sound goes, they sound great. They sound a little bit better for me. I do like a deeper bass, but normally some of the earphones that I've listened to that are in the sort of cheaper sub $70 category or less, they do have a lack in mid and treble, and I found these have got good treble that are quite close to the AirPods Pro, but I do find their mids just a little bit muddy and not as defined as the AirPods Pros are in the mid-range. But as a whole, in terms of their sound, I do find them to be very good for their price range. The one major issue that I did find though is comfort. Over 2.5 hours, I think in the first hour, I started to get a little bit of discomfort and pressure in my ears. I did sort of push them around, rotate them around in my ears a little bit. That did relieve the pressure a little bit, so maybe I didn't have them fully inserted correctly, and the second hour was a little bit more bearable. But I don't like having to readjust earphones. They also feel a little bit looser than the AirPods Pro do in terms of when I normally smile and also jogging or doing any intense activities such as running and things like that. I would feel that these might eventually start to come loose, and they will need to have constant pressing them in just to make sure that they stay in, because they are big chunky things. They do stick out. Their profile does come away from the ear a little bit. So in that regard, I wouldn't like to use these when running. And if you don't like a little bit of weight or bulk, then these probably aren't for you. But I think their casing probably does help with their sound. But I have heard some other recent in-earbuds that are slightly less profile than this, and they also sound just as good. I think as noise cancelling goes, I think they're just on par, if not a little bit better than the AirPods Pro. But in terms of their active noise cancellation and whether you benefit from it because of the sealed ear tips inside, there's not really as significant amount of noise cancellation as you would want. They definitely do reduce the amount of noise. I tried it with the cafe effects earlier, and it really did do a good job at that. But generally, for the price for an active noise cancellation earbuds, if you don't mind the bulk and you can get a good fit with these ear tips and just general comfort, then I think there's definitely a lot to like with these SuperEQ Q2 Pro Bluetooth earbuds. These SuperEQ Q2 Pro hybrid noise active cancelling earbuds retail for $69.99. You can check out my links down below to learn more about them and to buy yourself a pair. Alright, thanks for watching, and I hope you found this video helpful. If it has, please leave us a like down below, and let me know in the comments if you have any questions about these Q2 Pro earbuds from SuperEQ. You can check out all my other tech reviews up in this top playlist window here. Hit that subscribe button down below to catch all my future content, and I'll see you on the next one. Cheers. Bye.